Hi guys. So today we will talk about something which is very important, which is getting a job in Germany without actually having a master's in Germany. So can you really apply for a job in Germany directly? The answer is yes. And the answer is what's called job search visa, wherein you get a chance to go to Germany for 6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 months you can go to Germany and you can live there. Obviously you have to pay for it yourself, and you will be able to find a job in Germany while you are in Germany. So finding a job from India or from China or sitting in Africa somewhere is super complicated. You go to Germany for 6 months, and that is why it's called job search visa. Job search visa or job seeker visa. There are a few things which you need to take care of. So there are few steps. So you have to prepare all the documentation, then you have to go there, and then you have to submit the application and do an interview, and I can give you tips about all of them if you listen to the video till the end, and hopefully you share and like and do whatever is needed to boost my YouTube channel. So what you really need to do is you need to prepare documentation, and you need to get it apostilled. No, you don't need to get it apostilled. A lot of people make this mistake. Please do not get it apostilled or attested as it's called. Attestation, apostille does not work. It does not work. The German embassy, at least in India, does not accept attested or apostilled documents. You have to give them directly the money, the German government or the German embassy in India, and they will check your documents. I'll tell you a very interesting thing. 80% people get the visa. 80% is the success rate, which is very high, and a lot of people don't know about this because they don't even explore and try. So they think going to Germany is very difficult, they have to do a master's and so on, but reality is it's very, very easy. If you have done a proper undergrad, if you have done proper master's, for example, you're an IT engineer, you want to go and live in Germany, you can do that. So it's not really just 6 months of job. Obviously you cannot work there, but you can really go there and look for a job. So that is the important thing. Then so what is important? So what is important in this job search visa are two things. There are a lot of documentation which will be needed. One is the motivation letter, very important. They will read it, and it has to be in German. So you can write it in English and get it translated by somebody else. You need a very good motivation letter. You also need a very good bachelor's or master's degree, and you need to have it from a very good university. For example, if it is from an IIT or an NIT in India, that is good. But if it is from a very, very low rung college, then it becomes very difficult for you to apply and get through. So if you are applying, these two things are very important. Motivation letter, very good motivation letter, and a very good degree, or an experience. So if you work for Infosys or TCS in IT sector, that also counts. So that is something which you can take care of as well. Now you can also apply to German PhDs while you are in Germany. So German jobs are not just counted as company jobs, they are also the university jobs or PhD. And you can apply for PhD from India, or you can actually go to Germany and apply in Germany, and you typically get like 1,500 to 2,000 euros a month. So you can go to the embassy and you can tell them that, look, I'm going to Germany for 6 months and I would look for a job in a company, and I'll also look for a job in a university, or I'll try and look for a PhD. The second option, which is looking for a PhD, is much easier, and you can always quit the PhD after another 1 year or another 6 months. Till the time you get a proper job, you can do a PhD thing. It takes just your efforts to apply, but you get like 1,500 to 2,000 euros as the money for your living expenses and so on. So what kind of documentation is needed? Now let's just go through a very quick list. You need a passport. Obviously you need some photographs. All the details are there on the German website. I'll put the link below. You need an intended place of stay. So you can put a hotel, you can put an Airbnb, you can also put your friend's place, but they'll ask you where will you stay. You also need filled out application forms. So all your history about your work, very important. All your history about your education, very important. You have to put that. Then you need to talk about your sustenance. So how will you feed yourself when you are in Germany? 6 months. God will not give you free food. You have to buy your own food. So all those things you have to prove to them that, okay, here is my Bank of China bank account, or here is my State Bank of India bank account, and this is the money in there. And it doesn't need to be a blocked account in masters or in undergrad, or when you go as a student, then it has to be a blocked account. But you don't need a blocked account. It can just be a bank fund. It can be just a certificate from the bank saying that this person has 15 lakh rupees or whatever that amount is in his bank account. So then you need some health insurance. You can figure it out. It's not that difficult. You can buy it actually online. There are a lot of people who want to sell you insurance, but there are a lot of online websites in Germany where you can just simply buy that. Then you need your bank transaction details for 3 months. Last 3 months, were you playing poker with your bank money, or were you using it for something purposeful, whether it is good enough for you to take to Germany? So those things, important thing when you're going to, so these are just the preparation material. There is a long list of documents you can look up, and you can prepare all this. It's not very difficult. It's actually quite easy. I looked through the application and I was very surprised given the German bureaucracy. These processes have been made very clear, very simple. If you can't do this, you don't deserve to be in Germany. It's that simple. So you need to prepare your documentation. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you need to submit the documentation. So you go to the embassy, you pay the fees for verification of your documents, you pay the fees for the visa. I think it's around 75 euros. You can pay it in euros or you can pay it in Indian rupees, does not matter to them. And you have to submit one original set of documentation. Original meaning original degree, original everything. And then 2 copies. A lot of people make this mistake. They go with 1 copy. You don't need 1 copy. You need 2 copies. 2 copies, all right. Then you need, as I said, fees in cash. Then you need to appear for an interview. They'll give you an interview date after all your documents have been submitted. Interview is very important. They'll look at the motivation. So they'll ask you questions about, why do you want to go to Germany? Why don't you want to go to Denmark? Why don't you want to go to China? Why don't you want to go to Africa or US or whatever? They'll ask you a lot of questions about your motivation. You have to be very clear, very articulate about your motivation. And if it's not there, then you better prepare for that. Yeah, they will take a 15-minute or a 20-minute interview, typically 15 minutes. So 15 minutes they'll spend with you. They'll try and understand why do you want to go to Germany, and they will figure out whether you are a fake person or a real person. If you go to Germany just to stay there, after 6 months you want to just vanish, that does not happen. That shouldn't happen ideally. But motivation letter is super important, and then you need to stick to your script when it comes to the motivation letter. So as I said, you can always say that you want to apply for PhD positions, or you can apply for IT companies in Berlin, or you can apply for manufacturing companies in Cologne, or you can apply for media companies in Hamburg. But you need to have that kind of a skill set in there. So these are just very few things which I want to talk about. Job seeker visa, 6 months, golden opportunity to go to Germany. Look for a job while you are in Germany, because it's very difficult to look for a job online. Although everything is online these days, but still people are very uncomfortable hiring somebody from a foreign country. And 6 months living expenses you should account for. It's not too much, so you should maybe assume 300 to 400 euros for a shared room, in the sense you'll get a room in a flat with other people, or your own flat, small one, studio, for 700 800 euros a month. And then you should account for maybe 200 to 300 euros of food expenses, and then you should account for some amount of health insurance, which you can buy online. And you can ask me, I can give you some recommendation. There are a lot of good companies, good German companies which sell health insurance. So you need to buy all these things for yourself. In total, you should assume about 1,000 to 1,200 euros as your monthly expense for these 6 months. And then when you go there, then you really need to work hard, improve your German, and then you need to just keep applying, and make sure that you don't go to a small city. Don't do that. Go to a big city like Berlin, a lot of jobs, a lot of English speaking jobs, go to Hamburg, somewhat English speaking jobs, but still there are a lot of German speaking jobs, a lot of openness to international people. Go to Cologne, go to Dusseldorf, go to Munich down south, but don't go to very small little cities and towns just because you want to save on rent. Don't do that. Yeah. So this is a little bit about job seeker visa. I can help you more if you tell me what you would like to listen, what you would like to know, what you'd like to challenge in this video. Just like the video, dislike the video if you like, and also just share it with your friends and let me know how it goes. All the best.